Hi everyone, good morning. My name is Cedric Mandap and I'm going to present the course project as part of my signature assignment for the program that I wanted to do, or for the course that I wanted to do basically. So this is about educational psychology, the process of metacognition and learning. As you can see, it's related to educational psychology. The model that I'm using will be understanding by design model, wherein I will first identify the desired results, determine acceptable evidence, and plan learning experiences and instruction. So basically, the rationale of my course project will orient course takers to different strategies in the cognitive practice, particularly in studying. It aims to analyze the process of the acquisition of knowledge and present the idea of metacognition to enhance an individual's learning experience. Me, myself, as a psychology practitioner, educational psychology is my chosen field of interest. This is significantly involved so much in both teaching and learning behavior of the individuals. Through this course, experts can critically examine points of similarities and distinctions that people exhibited in the learning behavior. So, metacognition relates to one's knowledge about one's own cognitive system. In its most appropriate definition, it is thinking about one's own thinking. This cognitive behavior, metacognition, is an essential skill for learning to acquire knowledge or skill in the best possible way. Okay, so for my first step, or for the step one, I identify the desired results. So this is important because it's best that first and foremost you could be specific with the content, knowledge, and skills that I wanted for my course project, no? To set my goals first. This is to narrow down the focus of the course through the specific goals, which are number one, to understand the different cognitive structures and processes of metacognition. Number two is to analyze how metacognitive strategies can facilitate enhanced learning experience. Okay? Another one, another one, or number three, is to evaluate one's cognitive ability and to apply metacognition to different learning scenarios. Okay, apart with these goals, I also have some questions that to be answered during my task. Okay, this is the questions for task analysis. Number one, how does the memorization can be associated as a cognitive skill? Two, in what learning scenarios can we best apply the three metacognitive strategies, which are planning, monitoring, and reviewing? Three, what do you think are the intrinsic and extrinsic factors that can affect metacognition? Okay. Step two is to determine a method of assessment, or what are the acceptable evidences. So this will try to measure or assess and evaluate the person's ability to attain the educational goals and to exhibit the level of learning that is required in the course. So the assessments involved in this course projects are the following. Number one, for the task one will be visual aptitude test through memorization exercises. Okay, number two will be online journaling through the experiences of the person or of the course taker while performing the that specific task, like monitoring, planning, and reviewing. He would make a journal of his experience. Third one will be the concept map for my task number three, from which this is based from the metacognitive learning model activity. He will make a concept map out of it, his personalized concept map. What is the process for him or her? What are the factors that is involved in metacognition? Okay, those are the methods of my assessments to attain the goals. Task number one, okay, memory exercises. The course taker will be given a set of words, numbers, and story that they will familiarize and memorize and to comprehend cognitively for 1 to 2 minutes. After the allotted period of the time, okay, of memorizing and of familiarizing, they will verbally state the words, numbers, or stories in a sequential order as to how much they can recall without the visual aid. Okay, the skills being measured here are comprehension, rote memorization, familiarity, and recollection. Okay. Subtask A will be word order memorization. This will measure the cognitive ability to memorize list of words given in a specified short period. Task B, numerical order memorization. This will measure the ability to memorize the list of numbers in sequential order given in a specified short period of time. Task C, narrative storytelling. This will measure the ability to memorize, comprehend, and be familiar of the sequence of narratives and events in a story. Okay. Task 2 will be metacognitive strategies through journaling. So, metacognitive strategies can be divided into three processes or steps. These are monitoring, first is planning, monitoring, and reviewing. This activity requires mindfulness and consciousness. Okay, the course takers will be given a specific learning task, okay, cast a specific learning scenario from which they need to incorporate the idea of metacognition, of self-awareness, and the control of one's thoughts. So for every subtask, the course takers will need to answer 3 questions per step, which are a total of 9 questions through journaling that can help develop the metacognitive strategies of planning, monitoring, and reviewing. So the skills required in this task are a set of cognitive skills like attention, understanding, analysis, evaluation, and contextualization. Here are the possible learning scenarios that one can apply. Making a case study in Pigafetta's account of Magellan's voyage. This is in Readings in Philippine History. Number 2 will be creating a position paper about the ethical issues and COVID-19 vaccination. This is in the subject ethics. Number 3 is studying about mixed method research design. This is in the subject research. So, aligned with this are the 3 subtasks. Okay, the first one will be planning. So this is part of the metacognitive strategy. So before the task, the course taker will begin to reflect the questions through journaling, online journaling. Is this similar to a previous task? What do I want to achieve in this task? What should I do first? So those are the questions that the course taker should think, okay, and should reflect on. Okay. Task B will be monitoring. So during the task, the course taker will begin to reflect the questions through online journaling. Is this similar to a previous task? What do I want to achieve? What should I do first? Okay? Task C will be reviewing. So after the task, the course taker will begin to reflect the questions through online journaling. The following, no? What worked well? What could I have done better? Can I apply this to other situations? So those are the questions needed to be reflected in the online journal. Task 3 will be the metacognitive learning model activity. So the course taker will conceptualize and formulate on his or her own model of metacognition, indicating the process and factors present through the concept map. So the skills that are required for this activity are organization, understanding, processing, and evaluation. No? So task A for this will be the formulation of the concept map. So conceptualization of personalized metacognitive learning model through the concept map. Okay, that is for task A. Task B will be the paragraph explanation. So one should also provide a comprehensive explanation of the processes and factors involved through the concept map. No, in one's concept map, one should explain thoroughly, no, elaborately, what is the concept map all about, or what does it pertains about. Task C will be an interactive discussions in forums. So one will post their concept map in a forum, okay, together with a paragraph explanation for their course mates to give their feedback and comment. So there should be an exchange of ideas in the task C. It should be interactive. Okay? So step 3 will be the planning, okay, plan, instruction, and learning experiences. So basically, this is an important step because after step number 1 and step number 2, no? So after the goals and the assessments are being identified, it is now in time to focus on the individual learning experiences to support the transfer of knowledge and skill acquisition through reflection. Okay, so reflection will be the gateway for future modifications, alterations of the course contents that can help improve, no, the individual learning experiences which are still aligned with the goals. So after the individual lessons or the unit as a whole, this will be incredibly important, no, to also revisit the first and second step, no, to measure how effectively the individual learning experiences are still aligned with the overall goals, no. So what happens here, there are modifications, of course, modules, assessments, and lessons to help improve the course more, to make it better. Okay, so that is the end of my presentation for my course project. I hope you like it. I hope you're safe and productive. See you soon. Goodbye.